So as expected, Google has announced their helpful content update for December 5th, 2022. Now this is as expected. This is something I predicted a few months back, even when the October update was rolling out, that there will be an update in December and during the first week of December most probably. And so it's the first week of December and it's 5th of December when this was released or published, but Google did not tell us until the 6th, and the update has been dated as starting at the 5th of December. Now, this update is not going to be probably as devastating as the spam update, but as I mentioned earlier with my previous videos, that this is going to be a worldwide update across all languages, and I have a very good idea of what websites are going to be on the chopping block for this one, and what kind of pages are going to be on the chopping block for this one. My testing is already showing what this update is targeting, and so if you've been affected by this update, I think you should watch this entire video because I'm going to go through exactly what I think this update is doing. It's going to roll out for the next week or so, according to Google. And as always, the statement that they put out about the helpful content update is not really helpful. So it's just a generic statement that they put out the last time. So there's not a lot to see there, but my website is showing otherwise. If you like the video, like, subscribe. If you have a question, leave a comment below. Feel free to share the video. Now, let's start with what Google is saying. So Google is saying that they have made some small changes to its helpful content update page, and so they've replaced a lot of the update languages, and now instead of just updating for the English language, they're updating for all the other languages. They're also going after content that they see as unhelpful. Now, this was also with the last update. The difference here is now they're not just going after AI content, but they're going after specific types of content, and I'll go into that right now. So the first type of content that they're going into is what they label as doorway pages. Now, you would say, okay, you don't have doorway pages on your website. Most self-respecting websites probably don't have doorway pages, or at least they think they don't have doorway pages. The problem is that almost every website has a doorway page, especially those that are trying to rank, and those are called city pages. And John Miller has said that these city pages provide no value to searchers, and hence they are considered doorway pages. I'll put up the tweet here so that you guys can read the tweet for yourself. And so basically, if you have a doorway page or you have one of the city pages on your website, most probably Google is going to come after you, and those pages are going to be deranked or de-indexed. Now, within the last few months, I have been seeing this happening. So right after the October update, 2022, what I saw was a lot of these location pages were being de-indexed for my clients. And what was happening was not only were these pages being de-indexed, but that would affect the website as a whole. So even though the location pages that were not ranking were being de-indexed, at the same time, the pages that were not location pages but were ranking were losing their ranking. So what I figured out was that Google was assigning a score or a page rank perhaps to every website, or should I call it a website rank, to every website based on the overall quality of the site. And so if a site had like 20-30 location pages, the quality score of that site would drop, and so the rankings would drop. Now this is a little bit controversial because Google has been quoted as saying that they don't necessarily look at the website as a whole, but look at every page individually. But my testing has showed that they're looking at these websites as a whole as well. And so I'll get into also why these location pages is something that Google does not like, and how you can overcome this and create location pages that not only rank but also Google likes. So a lot of the location pages have duplicate content. So the same content that's on one page for, let's say, New York City also has the same type of content for Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, Washington, D.C., and all the other locations that they're targeting. And it's only that there are minor changes made to the content, and otherwise the content is the same. In some cases of my clients, actually, so what they did was, even though I did not advise them to do this, they went ahead and they used Quillbot and rewrote their pages. So they would have a written page, an automatically rewritten page for Fort Lauderdale, and then they'd have another one that was rewritten out of the Fort Lauderdale page for New York City, and so on and so forth. So there would be one human written page and then 60 AI generated pages. using primarily Quillbot, or they would also throw in content from an AI generator. The problem with that was that Google, with their spam update, this is something I didn't mention, with their spam update, just de-indexed those entire websites. So not only did those location pages lose indexing, but the entire website was de-indexed. And so then we were back to square one, and then I asked them, because this was something I was pretty aware of, getting into this, that these location pages are going to be a problem, but they had a lot of duplicate content. And was it hard to see if we ran Screaming Frog? It showed that there were pages with 20 to 30 to 40% of duplicate content. And even though top SEOs, have said that duplicate content does not matter, but it does. And if your website happens to be at the wrong place at the wrong time and the algorithm hits it, you're going to be hit pretty hard. And which is why you shouldn't be doing this with your money pages, with your money site. If you have a money site, don't mess with city pages that have AI generated content, or content that I would say is rewritten multiple times. Even if you hire a human writer to do it, don't do it. I'm going to tell you how to do location pages correctly, because I've done this and those websites have started to rank already. So I'm going to go into that, how to structure your location page so that it ranks, and also so that your entire website is not de-indexed. So before I go into that, I have the screenshot of literally a website that was with pages that were de-indexed overnight, and all of these pages are location pages. And this is just one website, but they had multiple location pages. This is not my client's website, by the way. Someone put this on Twitter, and they also sent this to me, and they said the entire website was de-indexed, but the first pages to be de-indexed right after the October update were these location pages. And so right off the bat, I put up the screenshot. I've asked them if I could. I blurred out the website just for their anonymity. And then if you look at the report of the affected pages, the mass de-indexing of the pages have meant that this website has literally disappeared off the face of the map. So they're not visible anywhere on the internet. So the entire website has been de-indexed. And so my belief is, and I've stated this earlier, is that the helpful content update now, coupled with the spam update from October, is gonna put a few more nails in the coffin. And so the October update was primarily targeted at spammy content, and hence the spam update. But now this update for helpful content is going to go after any other content that's probably not labeled spam, but at the same time the content is not helpful. So a city page is not helpful. At least most city pages that I have seen are not helpful. But I work with clients to make their city pages helpful, and this is what I'm going to go into right now. So if you're going to do a city page, okay, now before I go into explaining how to do a city page, let's just take a brief moment to understand what a doorway page is. If you're new to SEO, you probably don't understand what a doorway page is. A doorway page is essentially a page that has been written to rank for a specific keyword. For instance, carpenter in Fort Lauderdale, or HVAC specialist in Fort Myers, or something like that. So it's written specifically to rank for that keyword or those set of keywords. And Google has said this previously: we don't want pages that are targeting the search engine. We want pages that provide useful, helpful content. So again, this is the helpful content update, so this is important. An example of this would be a page that is solely designed to rank. And so these pages are created faster, and they're easier to create, but there's a lot of duplicate content. And so that was initially what doorway pages were, and they were described as doorway pages. Later on, SEOs modified their tactics, and they created these city pages. And so doorway pages have always been against Google's guidelines, but there were never a algorithmic method for Google to penalize them, and so which is why they had always existed. So there have been a recent number of changes made to local SEO, and I've not talked about this extensively. So the Google Business Profile now requires that you have a photo and video identification. Then also Google has been removing reviews that it thought were fake reviews. There were also completed profiles. They were suspended for apparently no reason. And then there were rankings for businesses that were ranking very well, especially lawyers, who some of my clients, and their rankings have just plummeted. For the most part, Google has addressed these few issues, such as suspended businesses, profiles, reviews that were missing, stuff like that, and has labeled them as bugs. But these are indications that Google is making changes to their local ranking algorithm. And so those changes are just going to, they're just going to spread out across the next few helpful content updates and spam updates. And so the question is this. So now that you know that these location pages are not working, so should you build location pages? Yes, you should build location pages. I still build location pages. I've been building location pages from the time I've been doing SEO, but I have to change the tactic. I have to change what these location pages do. 2 years ago, I could have 6 location pages with similar content and just with 20 to 30% diversity. But now my location pages are 100% unique, and they have to be structured in a specific way. So you need to start with, don't lead the location page. Like the first half of your location page shouldn't be about, what your business or the keyword you're trying to target. It should be about the location and the context of your business in that location. So for instance, if you are a accident lawyer, start with how many cases have you won in Fort Lauderdale, Florida as a accident lawyer. So if this is an accident lawyer in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, talk about how many cases you won right off the bat in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and also what kind of cases you specialize in, and whether you do pro bono, whatever, that should be covered within the first half of your article. The second half of your article should be, where your office is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, or who your person of contact is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and a little about that person, a little about that location. The third part of your location page should be a little about the location. So, number of accidents in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and what people can do to protect themselves from accidents, and the major highways in Fort Lauderdale where most of the accidents happen and why those accidents happen. So, more city-specific information. Now, you can get a lot of this information from Google. You can also get a lot of information from Google News. If you search for local news, you'll see that there are reports of accidents, and there are reports of lawsuits, and there are reports of problems with the infrastructure that have caused a lot of the accidents. And so you can make each location page stand out and be unique and still rank it. And so by following these tips, you can pretty much, your chances of ranking a location page with these tips are far more superior as compared to using just copied and pasted or content from AI content writers. So guys, this is what you can do, and the update is still rolling out, so I don't have the exact data regarding the update, which I will have once this update closes. But for now, if this is your website and you've got location pages on your website and all the location pages appear the same, they look the same, they're designed the same, make those changes right now. Change the graphics on the pages, change the pictures on the pages, change the infographics on the pages, make them look more unique. So, as always, if you like the video, like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.